Hi St. James friends, today I have with me Robert.
Hi.
And Willa.
Hi.
And we are going to be reading a story from your Spark Bible.
Phew.
This story is called The Road to Emmaus. So I'm going to read the story first and then we're going to do a little craft to go along with it. The Road to Emmaus. 3 days after Jesus died, Cleopas and his friend were slowly walking down the road to Emmaus. They were walking slowly because they felt very sad. Why did Jesus have to die, they wondered. After a while, a stranger began to walk along with them. The stranger was really Jesus, but Cleopas and his friend didn't know it. "What are you talking about?" the stranger asked. The men looked at each other. "Are you the only person in town who doesn't know what just happened?" they asked. They told the stranger what had happened to Jesus. "Jesus was a great teacher," Cleopas said. "We hoped he was the one God promised would save the world, but instead he died on a cross. We took Jesus' body down and put it in a tomb. This morning our friends went to the tomb, but Jesus' body was gone. They said there was an angel there instead. The angel told our friends Jesus is alive, but..." "Stop being silly," the stranger said. "How many times do you need to hear this? It was God's plan for Jesus to die and become alive again to save the world." I'm going to show you the picture here. Here's the men walking, and there's Jesus down there. And I don't know if you can see it, but Squiggles is right down there next to Jesus.
I don't think that.
By now, they were almost to Emmaus. Cleopas invited the stranger to stay for dinner. During dinner, the stranger picked up a loaf of bread, broke it, blessed it, and gave each man a piece. All of a sudden, Cleopas and his friend recognized the stranger. It was Jesus. But then Jesus disappeared. Cleopas and his friend jumped up, ran from the room, and went to tell the rest of Jesus' disciples that Jesus really was alive. God kept another promise.
How did he disappear?
So here they are.
That's kind of poop.
Look at, he's breaking the bread, and that's how Cleopas knew it was Jesus. And now look at Squiggles. Whoa! He's excited. There's a question here. It says, if you saw Jesus walking down the road, who would you tell? What would you say? So that's something you could think about, Robert. Do you have an answer for that question?
Yeah.
Who would you tell?
I would tell the Adrian.
Adrian, your friend? Nice. Do you know who you would tell, Willa?
You.
You would tell me? Great. I would tell everybody that I could see. I would be very excited if I
Me
saw
too.
Jesus walking down the road. So since our story today was about walking, and since it's getting warmer out and we can kind of wear some summertime clothes sometimes, we're going to make a craft that looks like this. It looks like a flip-flop. And it says, "Walk with Jesus." There's a couple more of them that we have. This is mine right here, the one I made. This is Willa's.
Oh, I'm not even
This is
walking
Tilly's.
on it.
And this is Robert's. So for this craft, you're going to need a piece of
I
cardboard.
don't even know what to do.
On this piece of cardboard, you're going to have a grown-up trace your foot and cut it out for you, because cutting cardboard is a little tricky.
Really tricky.
Once you have your cardboard foot cut out, you're going to find a piece of paper that you like, a color that you like. Robert has this light blue.
I can't wait.
You're going to trace
That's kind of
You're going to trace your cardboard
foot.
on the paper.
I'm just not going to use that one.
Trace it on the paper like this, and then you can cut it out. You're going to need a glue stick too. Robert's going to get one for us right now.
Thank you, Robert. Because it was
So we're going to cut out your foot print.
Oh, mine's kind of crooked, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Because if you can always just cut.
There you go. You have that cut out. Then the next thing you're going to do is take your glue
I want to
stick
glue down.
and put some glue on your cardboard. There you go.
Okay.
Once you have that glued, you can
I
stick
always make sure it fits.
your paper on there.
But make sure that your paper is the opposite side so then it doesn't look...
Right, that's what Will is saying, is that you make sure you
Flip it over.
so it lines up right on there. Just like that.
And sometimes you gotta flip over. If I flip over my
we need a
paper,
little
I'll
bit
have
more
to
glue
flip
here.
over my foot. Oh,
And then we're going to stick it on.
Very carefully.
Very carefully, that's right.
Don't push it down.
Now, we have another piece of paper. Or you can write directly onto this. You can write Walk with Jesus right here if you want to. You can decorate this with any sort of colors you want, of different strips of paper.
Maybe some tape.
Maybe tape,
Washi
decorative tape. You can use markers and draw some pictures on there.
That's what we're going to do on
Smiley
the video.
face.
That's what we can do on the video, but we already did it, and this is what we did. I did
Yep,
this
that has
one.
the tape on it.
Yep,
Now,
this is the tape.
okay, now we're going to show the next step. This step is a little tricky. And I would recommend maybe you use a pen or a pencil and just look at your flip-flop and think of where you want your pipe cleaner to be for the top of the flip-flop.
You can put
So
it on
you
the
can
back,
just
then
put a mark there, right up there. That's your first middle one that goes in between your toes. And then go down a little bit and make a dot, and go across on the other side and make a dot, just like that. And it doesn't have to be exact. It's okay. It can be wherever you want them. Now, this is why I said this part is tricky. The best way I found to make this hole is to use a scissors like this. So you're probably going to want a grown-up to help you with this part, because it is hard and you might poke yourself. So you're going to just go by your first hole and take your scissors and kind of poke through. Like
I wanted to do a little
Wiggle, wiggle.
hole in mine.
We tried to use a hole punch and that just was not strong enough to get through. But if maybe you have a stronger hole punch and it will work.
That was a very weak hole.
And then you can just go to all of your holes, your marks, make a hole like that.
I'm trying to make my square fit.
Okay. That looks good, Willa. You're doing a great job.
Kind of like a diamond.
Glue that on.
I'm kind of like a diamond.
Then just take your pipe cleaner.
I'm gonna cut mine looking cool.
And then you're going to stick that middle bent part through the hole on top first. Just stick it through about 1/4 of an inch is fine. And then you don't even need to glue this. You can just bend this down. If you bend it down, it will stay in there. Then you take this side, take one side, poke it straight through, take the other side, poke it straight through, and you can pull it through as much as you want, just however big you want those bands to be. I even saw another picture with this idea where they use beads, and they put beads on here. So that's another way that you can make it look really decorative and fancy.
You can do whatever.
Once you do that, you can get a marker. I'm just going to get a marker right here.
What color do I want?
And I'm going to write the words, Walk with Jesus,
I'm going to use brown.
on here.
Oops.
And then you can write that down there. And having this will remind you of the story about the men walking with Jesus. And it will remind you that Jesus is with you and he walks with you every day. You can't see him there, but he's with you because what did we learn last week? He lives in our heart. So he's always with us. He's always walking with us. And now we have these fancy flip-flops to remind us.
It looks like a gnome head.
So I hope you enjoy this craft. I think it's a really fun, colorful craft. Maybe you could hang these up by your window.
How do you
People
like
could see
that?
them when they walk by your house. They could see
hang them
these
up in your room.
when they're going for a walk, and they can say, "Oh, I'm going to walk with Jesus too."
Okay.
So now that we have our craft done,
some holes.
we're
Can
gonna
you
say
along with-
we're gonna say our prayer now, okay?
Wait,
So
I have to-
we're gonna say our prayer now. Okay? I found this prayer and I thought it was a really nice one. So everybody pray with me. Hold my hand, God, lead the way. Help me be good every day. Let me know what's wrong and right. Keep me safe day and night. Let me know what you have planned. Lead the way, God. Hold my hand. Amen. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. Get out and enjoy the sun and
You
walk
like that?
with Jesus.
Bye.
Bye-bye.